8:43, it's time to go back about 40 years. Dayton's in Minneapolis was in its prime. The new Nicollet Mall was full of people. The Fauché Tower loomed over the city, and the IDS Center was just beginning to rise. Thanks to Mike Evangelist, all of that was captured through his camera lens. And now an exhibit at Mill City Museum brings that time back to life.
I'm so sure that my mom and dad are really going to love this story and recognize a lot of the photos that you see. So we did check out the exhibition yesterday with the photographer, Mike Evangelist.
He snapped the photos and shared the stories behind them with us.
We're really happy to host this exhibit here because it brings the story of Minneapolis into the more recent past.
Doctor, my eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of fears.
I think a lot of people will be interested in it, younger people, to see a part of what's been lost in Minneapolis, the change over 40 years, but a lot of other people will be happy to see the Minneapolis that they remember.
When I was 14, I got a 35mm camera, so I would constantly have this camera with me, and I would try to capture, sort of what I did. It wasn't really a thought process, but in hindsight, I realized what I was doing is I was capturing the things that were interesting to me. And this was just fascinating to me, and you see she's got this little trolley wagon thing that she's hauling her possessions in. It was startling to me, and I wanted to capture it. And it's wonderful with camera phones now and digital cameras. You can take many, many shots, and that's my advice. Take a lot of photos and save them and back them up.
So it's so cool to see not only old-timey things, but set in a context that, you still recognize some of the landmarks.
Some of the photos, exactly, it looked like, okay, this could have been taken yesterday, but then you see the clothing, and then you see some of the different tweaks to Nicollet Mall, and it's really cool. Even if you weren't alive in the 70s or here during the 70s, it's really neat to see those Minneapolis landmarks.
And those photos on display are part of a book that Mike just released with co-author Andy Sturdivant called Downtown Minneapolis in the 1970s. We have more information posted at WCCO.com/links.
If you want to see it, the exhibit is open through April 3rd, and the hours are noon to 5 p.m. It's free, really easy to look at. You can spend as much time on it as you'd like. Again, that's at Mill City Museum right downtown Minneapolis.
All right, coming up next couple of days.